We're going to have Tin Sadic. He's going to open us up today. He is giving a little bit of insight about real-life use cases for NFTs. It's a similar theme throughout the day today, so quite a few talks talking about what can you really do with NFTs, with utility, what are the different exciting things coming up for NFTs, and past just the arts, but also there's a panel about life as an NFT artist, and I'm going to be moderating that, so it might be one of the best. Stay tuned for that one. And yeah, so Tin's going to just walk through some use cases he's seen throughout the years. He's been in NFTs for quite a few years now. He mentioned 2017, which is, I don't even know if we called them NFTs back then, but yeah, so super exciting. He is with BitX, and yeah, he's going to give us some awesome insights. So let's give it up for Tin. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, there's people here. Nice. So first of all, good morning. I'm sorry you have to be here now, some of you. My name is Tin, and I'm going to talk about some real-world use cases for NFTs. So as he mentioned, I said NFTs since 2017. Sounds a bit weird, but I'm going to get to one of the projects that we worked on like in 2017-18, and it was an NFT project that nobody at that time actually realized. So I said the weirdest problem we are facing right now. Why? Because sometimes if you're in NFTs, you feel like you're just running in dark, hitting each other, let's say people, and at some point you find something interesting in the whole dark. And these cases are some of the cases that I'm going to be talking about today. Some of them we already did, and some of them is like possibilities and maybe the future. I don't know. So let's get on to it. What are NFTs today? If you ask the average person, he's going to answer something that is going to probably in your head look like this meme here. So a lot of people say that NFTs are a bubble, hence the theme. Some of them believe it's a get-rich-quick scheme that's actually going to work. And there is a lot of people saying that NFTs are actually going to be an even more useful technology than actual cryptocurrencies because they're more adaptable to real-world stuff in the sense that you actually, well, can combine a real-world asset with an NFT and differentiate it from other NFTs. So let's see. The first thing I would like to go through is the most obvious part, how you can use NFTs, and it's ticketing systems for concerts, I don't know, football, basketball games, I don't know, sports, anything. So the biggest problem in the ticketing industry in the past, I don't know how many years, was that there's a lot of scams. If you ever went to a concert, you probably got the chance to buy the ticket on secondary market. And there's the problem where a lot of these scammers get in and sell you a ticket that's not actually a valid ticket. So with NFTs, what you can do is actually just enable, be actually sure that if you are buying it, that it's the original, you can track it, you can be certain that it's the one tied to the concert, or maybe as an organizer, you can just make sure that it's not transferable anymore, so that somebody can't really sell it to someone else. You can prevent skimming. Or even if you're an organizer, you can just say, okay, I don't care. I want to see the secondary market, but I'm going to make money off of it from royalties. So just imagine what would happen in, let's say, the NBA in America. If you just enable secondary sales on NFTs, I would say the NBA as an organization would earn loads of money on the secondary market because there's a lot of tickets being sold there. This is the most obvious part. Everyone keeps talking about it, and it's art, you know. A lot of NFTs today are art, whether it's a PFP or some other form of it. And there's a lot of talk about music NFTs. There's a small passion project of mine that I've been doing in Croatia now, and it's focused on music NFTs. And I'm a musician, so I know the real potential for music NFTs. The problem is that we still need coverage on the other side of things. So actually collecting royalties in the music industry is a pretty, let's say, dark and centralized process, which is not really easy to control. And even for the artists, it's still a bit complicated knowing exactly how much did you earn. Although there are services like Spotify who help you, but in the end you earn a substantially lesser amount than you would earn on some other forms of royalty services. So it's a double-edged sword with music. We still need a lot of access to the traditional systems to incorporate NFT technology, but what you can do as a music artist with NFTs one day is actually decide if you want to sell a part of your song to your fans. You can definitely more easily track how many plays you had, where was the song played, and everything like this. And the best thing about it is that the music industry then has to let artists be completely free. And the same applies to books or even traditional art. It's just about what the artist wants to do, and at the end, NFT technology can definitely enable it for the artist. So that's something I'm very passionate and excited about. And then we can just naturally come to collecting. This is a project that was mentioned before. This is the NFT 2017 stuff, and it's called the Croatian crypto stamp. So what we suggested to the Croatian Post, we shilled the hell out of it for a year and a half, because we told them if you want to look like a futuristically oriented company, you should get into at that time we told them you should get into cryptocurrency, and at one point in our negotiations, talks, and explaining of the technology, we came up with the idea of the Croatian Post crypto stamp. So it's a two-part, two-component type of stamp. So you get this physical card, which is actually a paper wallet, and attached to it you have the physical stamp. What you can do is you can just take the stamp, you can use it for postal services, or you can leave it as it is. And the paper wallet thingy, which is located on the right side, is the way for you to collect your NFT. At that point in 2017-18, nobody called it an NFT. Nobody even thought about it in the sense of the brand that NFT is today. But after a while, when NFTs got big, there was a lot of people asking, wait, is the crypto stamp an NFT? And I was saying, yeah, it actually is. We made the NFT in 2018 happen in Croatia with a government-owned company, and it worked quite well. The sales numbers on these guys were actually phenomenal at the start. Since then, we made 2 more series, so it was the second and the third. The third was quite fun because we did it with the electric automaker Rimac, and I'd say that's the one that sparked the most interest, especially because he came out with the Nevera at that time, so it was fun. There is another one coming out this year, probably. No, definitely at this point. And we are at this point trying to figure out what we can do with them to maybe just incorporate a lot more of utility, but that really depends on the Croatian Post and what they are willing to offer. And now we come to the boring part, at least for me. There's a lot of documentation use cases that you can apply to NFTs. So I think it's pretty obvious, but when you think about what we can do with NFTs, there is things like we can put IDs, passports on NFTs. We can just have our diplomas or maybe our medical history. There is a ton of use cases when you come to the field of documentation and everything else. And everything could be an NFT. Of course, there are privacy issues, but on the other end, there are chains that enable some different forms of privacy so that you cannot just see everything on chain, or I don't know, there is applicable moments which you can use. But from my standpoint, even today, if you think about it, a lot of young people don't really have the time or the willpower to have tens of documents with them. I mean, at this point, I have like, I don't know, a lot of things with me. Some of them are completely necessary even to be 2 separate cards or even 3. So just imagine the possibility of having everything you need in a wallet, in your phone, or who knows, in the future, in the palm of your hand from a chip or something like this. NFTs enable this in an easy and quite effortless fashion if we get to it someday. Real-world assets could be put in the same fashion as I said, so documentation. In the same fashion, you can just put real-world assets onto it. So if you want to buy land, why not just transfer it with your deed via an NFT to somebody else and get it over with? Why shouldn't we use blockchain systems to track who owns which land where, and the owners just have their NFTs? Or maybe stuff like houses. The good thing is that if you have the NFTs, you can store some of the history, certificates, provenance of the house. I mean, you could easily check when was the house built, what type of certificates did it need, and stuff like this. So this could be put on NFTs, and it would give us very transparent information that we can rely on with buying assets like this. The one thing you could do is get into the car industry. Just imagine the used car industry. It's a big industry, and when you're buying a used car, there's like huge amount of risks because you don't know what you are buying. You're not sure if the car was serviced properly, how many miles does he have. So just imagine an NFT being attached to a car, going into every service station, maintenance and everything been put on the chain, and you can track it, you can know. And then when you're buying the used car as a customer, you can know every information that the car has on itself. Because today it's a big manipulative market in the used car industry. So that's another possibility. There's stuff like stocks and bonds, which you can also put on NFTs. This is also quite useful and fun use case, well, fun for someone. But the one thing that I'm excited about is the supply chain industry. We have a project that we've been working on this year, and it's actually a supply chain project. So just imagine that something that you want to eat, that you want to buy in a supermarket, a plant, and it's attached to an NFT. You can scan it, and you know where did the seed come from, where was it grown, what type of, I don't know, ingredients, minerals did they use to grow it, what facility is it, and actually how did it end up at the supermarket. So that's a really, really useful thing that you could do. And it has a wide range of applicable things to all kinds of certain markets, different markets, but in the food industry, I think it's just a start. So as I said, there's other industries that you can apply the same type of thinking to. Some of them are fashion. Today you have like these big producers of clothing lines that, I don't know, just you can't track where the clothes made, where did the materials come from. If the material is the one that it says on the label, with NFTs you could know that for sure. The car industry, as I said, there's like a lot of applicable stuff. Just imagine like knowing that every part that was built into a car was actually the original or something like this. And one project that we did a few years ago, yeah, it was already a few years ago, was actually dividend distribution. So there was this Bitcoin mining facility that wanted to make a coin. They wanted to make a regular coin because they wanted to give their shareholders some sort of proof of ownership in the stake pool, so they could get their Bitcoins from the mining facility. So what we said is, but why not make NFTs? Give the owners NFTs so they can have a certain percentage of the mining pool, which is then just written on the NFT. And let's say you have about 4 stakeholders. He had, I would say, more than 200. And let's just give everyone an NFT which says, okay, you're owner of, I don't know, 2 or 3%, and just connect your wallet with the NFT that you have, and just pull your Bitcoin from the mining pool yourself whenever you want to. And if you want to sell your stake, just sell the NFT to somebody else. And he's going to have the same part in the mining pool that you had with the NFT. Easy, effortless, and very transferable at the end. I think there's a lot of stuff we can talk about when we come to NFTs. There's a lot of potential use cases. I tried to make this as brief as possible and as simple as possible. I hope that you got an idea of what we could do in the future, and just start thinking about what we could do yourselves, because this is a team effort for everyone. There's not a lot of us in crypto that work on these kind of things, so every idea is a good one. Thank you for listening. It was fun talking to you, even though it's this early in the morning, and yeah, see you around. If you have any questions, just hit me up somewhere.